What's up guys, Jesse here, and today we're going to be talking about 5 reasons that iOS is just better than Android. And before you guys finish writing that comment about how I'm just an Apple fanboy and I don't know what I'm talking about, I will also be coming out with a video next week about 5 reasons that Android is better than iOS. Because as much as we like to think that one system is just better than the other in every way, it's just simply not true. Both systems have their own sets of pros and cons, and I think we should just take a second to appreciate how as consumers we have 2 systems to choose from that are both overall pretty good. And it's also really good to have some healthy competition where the customer, aka you and me, always comes out on top. That being said, all of us have different use cases and one might fit us better than the other. So hopefully at the end of this video you're gonna have a better idea of which one is gonna be the best fit for you. So number 1 is just that iOS is a little bit simpler than Android is. And while you don't get quite as many customization options as you do on the other side, iOS gives you all of the essentials, like everything that you really need, in a much simpler form. And it's much easier for someone who's not really into tech to just pick up and use. And I feel like Apple is one of the best tech companies to get the tech out of your face. And while it is nice to have all those options on the Android side, I do see the value in just having a simpler option for people who don't really want to mess with it and most people will have an easier time with. Alright, so number 2 is accessory compatibility. And this is one of those things that if you've only ever used iPhones before, then you're not going to know what I'm talking about. But if you're an Android user looking for a good case for your phone or really any other accessory, then your options are severely limited compared to that of an iPhone user. And I'm not trying to blame those companies for discriminating against Android users or anything like that, even though they are. Like, I get it, it's a business thing, and if you're a small manufacturer and you can only decide to make cases for one type of device, then yeah, it makes way more sense to go with iPhones. Cause like pretty much any given year, Apple makes maybe 3 or 4 different iPhones, while on the Android side, there's about 1 billion different companies, with each company making 1,000 different models. And if you're Samsung, you make 2,000. But if you get one of the more popular devices like the Galaxies, then it's a little bit better, but iPhones have always firmly had an advantage in this territory, and that's still true to this day. So number 3 is app support, and I feel like this kind of has 2 components to it. First is obviously the first party apps that Apple makes, like iMessage and FaceTime, which you can only use on an iPhone. And honestly, I feel like this is one of iOS's biggest advantages because there's the social aspect. As an Android user, I have no idea how many times this has happened where I texted somebody for the first time and then they go, "Oh my god, you have an Android?" And I've also been told by other people and personal experience that Android users will be left out of group chats because they don't have an iPhone. So if you do have an iPhone and you're still left out of group chats, then you can be sure that it's because of your personality and not your phone. So the second part of app support I want to talk about is that even third-party apps, especially social media, just work way better on iOS. Like if you've ever wondered why Android users' Snapchats or Instagram stories always look terrible even though they're always bragging about the cameras, it's because those apps are literally taking a screen recording of the viewfinder instead of the actual camera signal, so of course it's going to look bad. And in a similar vein with iOS, you can be pretty sure that you're gonna get the latest updates first. Like I remember when Instagram first came out with the Q&A feature on stories and everyone was doing the whole ask me something, and me, an Android user, would just be sitting there like, oh, that's a fun idea, oh, we don't have it yet. Sick. And then by the time Android actually got the update, you know, the trend was over. So I guess my point is just that app support on iOS is far superior to Android. Okay, so number 4 is privacy, and Apple makes it pretty clear that your data is your data, and I tend to trust them. Apple seems to pride themselves quite a lot on this, and they've actually gone through quite a few high-profile cases where they've actually protected the customer, which I think is really cool. Google, on the other hand, really doesn't have that reputation, and on my Samsung phone, I'll get banner ads in my notification box, which honestly, I feel like that's unacceptable and makes the whole experience of using the phone feel crazy cheap. So I feel like if you're really worried about privacy, then iOS is definitely the way to go. Okay, and last but not least, I could not do a video about why iOS is better than Android without mentioning the Apple ecosystem. This has always been true to a certain extent, but in the past couple of years, Apple has been really killing it and just making amazing Apple ecosystem products like the AirTags, AirPods, HomePod Mini, Apple TV, Apple Watch, and a whole bunch of other stuff, all of which you need an iPhone to take full advantage of. And I feel like the really amazing thing here is not just that Apple has made a lot of ecosystem products, it's that most of them are really good. And if you don't believe me, just ask anybody who owns a HomePod what they think of it. Anyways, those are my top 5 reasons why iOS is better than Android. And like I said at the beginning of the video, I will be coming out with another video next week about 5 reasons that Android is better than iOS. And once that video is out, I'll make sure to link it down below in this description so you should check it out. But at the end of the day, I feel like both of these systems are pretty good, so whichever one you end up choosing, I think you're gonna be just fine. Remember to smash that like button, and if you enjoy content like this, think about subscribing and hitting the bell so you don't miss anything. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace!